Hello to everybody. I have no idea why I've got a picture of a monkey behind me. I did ask for a monkey and an apple, and I got that. So I then had to call the whole presentation, "Don't be a monkey." But there you go. So it's a tenuous slide to start. But what I wanted to do in very short space of time is just give a perspective on the kinds of things which we see businesses doing that are being successful in this very fast-moving landscape that Robin described, with some reference to some of the things that we're doing at Google as well, if I may. But before that, a little bit of audience participation. So I wanted to ask you a question, because I think this is about not technology, but about how we're all using the technology. So first question, how many people are on Facebook in the room? Let's have a show of hands. Whoa, most people are on Facebook. You're amongst 350 million people worldwide. Half of you log in on any given day to Facebook. 6 billion minutes a day are spent by you on Facebook. 6 billion minutes a day. It's the biggest site on the internet in terms of time spent. And you share something like 2 billion items between you in a week, whether it be photos or videos or clips or whatever. So really huge use of time that was nowhere 3 years ago. How many people are Twit? Now look at that. You would never have got a response like that 2 years ago, would you, to that question? Quite a lot of Twits in the room. Now you're a rarer group. There are only 55 million or so of you in the world. But at peak times, you're sending 5,000 tweets a minute. That's huge. Sorry, a second. 5,000 tweets a second, I beg your pardon. That's even huger. So smaller, but growing at 1,000%. And actually, we've got a disproportionate number of Twits in the room, which is good to know. YouTube. How many people are on YouTube regularly? Well, a reasonable number. That's good to know as well. This is one that Google owns. 22 hours of video content are uploaded to YouTube every minute. It's not just about watching, it's about participating. 22 hours and 1 billion videos a day are played out on YouTube. So these are things that have all come out of nowhere in 2 or 3 years. Huge, and they're participative. And people are spending a lot of time doing this kind of stuff, and it's influencing how they're making decisions. And it's going to continue. So access to the internet continues to expand, continues to get faster, and it's seen as a commodity by most people in this market and most of Europe now. The economics of the internet continue to develop. So that's a storage device, and the capacity of storage for the same cost just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. So we're able to do much more in terms of digital storage of things. And then thirdly, this is going to change the world. We have 1.6 billion people online through computers at the moment. There are 4 billion people with mobile phones in the world. Over the next 2 years, by 2013 actually, there'll be another 2 billion people with mobile phones in the world. 1.8 billion of those phones are in Asia, and will be 3G straight away. Now, with a phone that has internet access and an interface like that, that means that people find it easy to use the internet, and a phone that knows where you are, it really changes how you spend your time and make your decisions. So the technology is there. It's all about how consumers will use that technology. So I want to pose these questions to you for this afternoon to help get us thinking about what's going on. We've got all this technology. Do we have the capability as organizations to respond to what's going on in the world? And so here are my 4 assertions based on looking at what I see the most successful businesses doing in this environment of change. Firstly, they really look at what's going on right now, not historic research about what might have happened to a subset of consumers by demographic several months ago. What's going on right now, customer behavior, competitor behavior. Secondly, they leap and they learn. It's not a question of 6 months of planning to think about whether we might launch a pilot for something. They do it straight away, and they see what the results are, and then they scale up the stuff that works, and they stop the stuff that doesn't work. They use the technology. There's a huge amount of technology out there, and you need to be in it to win it. Robin said some confusing things about going forwards is not the same as going backwards, but if you're going forwards more slowly, it probably is. So it's bewildering, and if you're not in there experiencing this technology, the technology that your consumers and competitors are experiencing, then you are going to struggle to get the kind of advantages that they can, because ultimately, in this world, fast is better than slow. You move fast, you can adapt and adopt, you can find the stuff that works and the stuff that doesn't work, and you can deal with it quickly. So those are themes that I notice, and we at Google notice across companies that are being successful in these times of phenomenal change. Changing consumer behavior, competitive behavior, and changing technology. I'm going to give you a very quick whistle-stop round each of them, and then get off and get people who know what they're talking about on the stage. Real-time insights. So this is a plug for a Google tool, but it's free. Okay, so choose to use it if you wish. How many people have seen Insights for Search? Reasonable number, so I'll be quite quick about this. Go to Google and type Insights for Search. You'll find this listing. It's a tool called Insights for Search. Go there, and you get this interface. And it shows you ways in which you can use the tool. I'm not going to explain it all, but the basic premise is you can see what volumes of searches we're getting over time for different categories of products and services and for specific search terms. So here's an example that might be relevant to you. It's really useful as a way of getting a sense of the barometer of what people are looking for online. Turkey, all-inclusive. These are the results you get from Insights Research for 2007. So there, over time, the search volumes for Turkey all-inclusive, that term and a set of terms around that. What happened in 2008? Oh, okay. Slightly different seasonality, significantly higher interest levels. 2009, well, bigger peak, higher, longer, presumably quite useful to know if you're looking at demand and planning and pricing and inventory management and profitability. I don't know, I don't work in the travel sector, but that kind of tool and insight could be pretty useful to get real-time insights that you can act on fast. Leap and learn, experimenting and testing has to be a religion in this world. It can be very, very low cost, but it can be very, very high impact when you get it right or when you avoid getting it wrong in a big way. So here's an example of a well-known search engine's results page. This is for flu jabs for some reason. Sorry about that. But anyway, flu jabs. Here's our results page. At Google, we test stuff all the time. 50 to 100 different tests of things on our homepage going on at any one time, showing a few people something slightly different, see how they react to it, make an adjustment if it seems that they favor it. We test all kinds of things. One of the things we tested was what shade of blue should we use there? What shade of blue do people find easiest to read and easiest to navigate around the page? And we tested over 40 different shades of blue, and we came up with one which was marginally better for consumers, gave people more click-through rate, which is good for the consumer, good for the businesses that they're trying to find online. Who'd have thought that different shades of blue would have a different impact on consumer behavior, but they do. Using the technology. Now, I could spend a lot of time talking to you about how online marketing can turbocharge the efficiency of all your other marketing, and you all know that, and it's a Google conference, so I won't talk about that at all, for which you're thankful. But there's loads of other technology out there that can also make you more efficient and also more collaborative. So a couple of examples of that in a second. But first, I just wanted to say there's something big that gets in the way of us using new technology. This is a still from the 1936 movie Metropolis. I don't know if anybody's seen this movie. It's a great movie. What I love about this is the 1936 vision of the future. Beautiful Art Deco landscape. There's a propeller-powered plane up there, and actually you can't really see it here, but there are some steam trains running across the bridges down there. It's a vision of the future, but it's a future which is dressed in the clothes of the past. So one of the issues, I think, with new technologies is it's hard for us to understand exactly what that technology is or what it can do, because we haven't got the language for it yet. So final audience participation question. Who's got a phone with them? Who's got a phone in their pockets today? Okay, you are all lying. Nobody's got a phone in their pockets. You've got a calculator, an internet access device, a music storage device, an address book, a map, all kinds of things. But we call it a phone because that's the language which we're used to. So some of this technology is difficult to understand until we actually just get started using it. And that's why my mantra is use the technology, try it, figure it out. A couple of examples here. Technology not about cost savings, although it does bring cost savings. This is video chat within Gmail. It's free, and you can video conference, video chat with people around the world on your desktop. Another one is real-time translation in chat. So these are things that can actually break down barriers within organizations and help people to collaborate. Both of these are available right now through Gmail. So ways in which you can collaborate. And then finally, I think we all understand this, fast is better than slow. In this environment of rapid change, you need to be changing fast, and you need to be trying and experimenting and leaping and learning. And it's very difficult because we're all set up in organizations that want to have an annual plan, that want to know what your numbers are going to be, and that want certainty. And in a world of uncertainty, being able to move fast and react and change and adapt is absolutely critical. So those are the things I wanted to say at the start. Really, just to ask yourselves the questions as you go through the stimulating material and talks and discussions through the course of the day. Think about what are the capabilities that you think you're going to need in this fast-changing and dynamic world. And hopefully, there are some areas that might be useful to you. OK, so I think that's it. There's back to the monkey. Fantastic. OK, so that's enough from me. Thank you very much.